This podcast may contain adult language, adult situations, spoilers, and some brief nudity, so parental guidance is suggested.
We have such sights to show you.
After about 5 minutes of this movie, you're gonna wish you had 10 beers.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Oh, well. La-di-da, la-di-da, la-la, yeah.
Welcome back to the Cinema Recall Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Cinema Recall Podcast. I am the Vern. This is Random Thoughts of a Movie Insomniac. This is the shows where I give you my brief thoughts on recent movies that I saw recently, either in theaters or at home. Thank you very much for joining me. Before I begin anything right now, I want to give a shout out to the Heights Theater in Columbia Heights, Classic Theater. They're doing a whole 70 millimeter series where they screen a bunch of classic movies in 70 millimeter format. They had West Side Story, Lawrence of Arabia, Boogie Nights, and wasn't my choice, but one of my choices was 2001: Space Odyssey. I got to introduce this classic, and it was a lot of fun. I was extremely nervous, and I think it showed during my introduction there. Thank you very much to Kristen Lay, aka May, the artist May, for taking footage of me there. That was very nice. Thank you to the Minnesota Film Critics Association for getting me involved with this. That was really cool. Big shout out to my friends Juliet and Vermin, because they were there along with their child, and I was their first time watching the movie. I forgot your name. I'm sorry. I forgot your son's name, so I apologize immensely. I mentioned there. But yeah, it's very cool to actually not only see 2001: Space Odyssey in theaters in glorious 70 millimeter format, but it was honored to introduce it, and I definitely will go back there again. So yeah, by all means, check out the Heights. They are going to be doing a 70 millimeter presentation of Batman, the Tim Burton 89 Batman, Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson. They're going to be doing that, I think, in July 16th. And if I'm not mistaken, I think July 16th is when the movie actually came out in theaters in 89. Now, I never saw that movie before on 70 millimeter. I know when it came out, I must have saw it on 35 millimeter. So very excited about that. So it was a big honor to actually see 2001: Space Odyssey. So again, thank you to the Heights. Thank you to the Minnesota Film Critics Association for getting me involved. And I think I flubbed my intro, and I'm hoping to go back there again because I'm trying to speak more in public. Like, doing these things are fine because there's no one around and I can ramble anywhere, but I was trying to keep my introduction short because I know that the movie itself is kind of long, and there's other things I wanted to talk about 2001, but I don't want to just dabble on it because I wanted people to get to the movie. I should have talked more about my love of it, but anyways, here or there. Let's do this right now because I know you're here because you want to listen to my reviews on recent movies that are out. So we're going to get to that. But before we do, Criterion, the wonderful Criterion collection, every year they team up with Barnes & Nobles for a 50% off sale. And I have a few titles here that I want to share with you, okay? Some new titles that I picked up of great classic movies. Now, these are movies that I either had a version of it before, but now I've got the new Blu-ray, and in some cases, some of them are 4K. So no special order here. I'm going to start right now. Brenda Baby from 1938. I absolutely adore this film. If you don't know, it's got Katharine Hepburn and Cary Grant, and it is a wonderful screwball comedy about this scientist, Cary Grant, who teams up with Katharine Hepburn's character, who I don't know who she is. Is she a rich socialite? I'm not sure. But they team up for what do you call it here? Adventures involving a leopard, bringing a leopard to a certain place, and it's just wonderful screwball comedies. For me, this is one of the funniest movies ever. There's just so many great one-liners in this, and I don't know, maybe it's one of those movies where like the plot be damned, like the plot doesn't really matter because you just wanted to see Kathy Hepburn and Cary Grant interact with each other. The moment where they meet each other in the restaurant slash bar is absolutely great. Wonderful one-liners there. I love the sequence where uh, they're like she confuses his car for hers, and that stuff is great. And then when they get to the house of her aunt, is just this whole movie absolutely just wonderful. I plan to listen to this with a commentary track from Peter Bogdanovich. Peter Bogdanovich also made another great screwball comedy his own self with What's Up Doc. What's Up Doc is a great screwball comedy with Barbara Streisand and Ryan O'Neal. And then Ryan O'Neal was also in another great Peter Bogdanovich movie, Paper Moon, starring his daughter, Tatum O'Neal. And that's another one I'm trying to find on Criterion is Paper Moon. That was great. But yeah, Bring It Up Baby, absolute classic. And it's a wonderful feature. All right. And then moving on from there, I got Fantastic Mr. Fox, which is probably my second favorite Wes Anderson movie next to The Royal Tenenbaums. Like, those are the only two Wes Anderson movies that I own. I like these other ones, I do, but I love the Fantastic Mr. Fox even more. And what makes this so cool and different from other animated movies is that all the voice work was kind of done live. Like Wes Anderson brought on like George Clooney and Jason Schwartzman and other voice actors to actually be, I think Bill Murray too, to actually go to this farmhouse and record their dialogue live. And there's a great video bonus feature where they are at the farmhouse rolling around the ground, and Wes Anderson is there with the microphone just capturing the actual vocals live. And it's a cool thing to see like actors actually acting in the environment of where the characters are going to be animated. And that's just really freaking cool as hell. So absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite stop motion animation films and one of my favorite ones that he has done. Isle of Dogs is good. It's not bad. I have seen all the Roald Dahl shorts that he did for Netflix, and those are fine. But I don't know. For me, Fantastic Mr. Fox is probably the creme de la creme, and I absolutely enjoy that very much. So there you go. That was cool. And straight. Show you a little bot sauce here. I was trying to pull this in out, little booklet here. Oh, the other cool special feature that this disc does have is it actually has a reading of the Fantastic Mr. Fox by Roald Dahl. And I think he's doing the reading as well. I think he reads the story on there. So anyways, lots of cool things on here. So yeah, very cool. Love this edition from Criterion. So I'm glad to actually own a Blu-ray of the Fantastic Mr. Fox. And then brand new one. I'm so excited to get this one. I got House Party. That's right. Kid and Play's House Party from 1990. One of the quintessential comedies of my youth growing up. I cannot tell you how many times I have seen House Party and was a lukewarm fan of Kid and Play's music, but it was after this that Kid and Play got their own like TV show. Kid and Play became pretty huge after this. I've seen all the House Party movies, yes, even the remake, and sorry, nothing beats this one. I like the fact that this does have commentary tracks from the director, Reginald Hudlin, but doesn't have commentaries with the cast. I know there's like an interview with the cast now, and that's gonna be cool to see, but I really wish this had a Kid and Play commentary. So if you don't know the story about House Party, so Kid wants to go to this house party that's run by his friend Play, and his dad doesn't want him to go because he's grounded, and so Kid does all these shenanigans to try to actually get to the house party itself. But yeah, we got Keisha Campbell's in this, A.G. Johnson, the group full force. It is just a 90s fun time at the movies, and I'm so excited to actually have a copy of this to watch over and over again. Yeah, absolutely love it. Thank you, Criterion, for putting this out on Blu-ray. This is going to be a lot of fun to revisit and to watch because damn, this is actually like this is a really fun movie, and the dance sequences are great. I love all the music in this. Oh yeah, we also got Martin Lawrence. Forgot to mention Martin Lawrence is in this too. That's like one of his first movies as well. So yeah, House Party, love it. Absolutely great movie. So excited to get watching this again. And then up next, one of my all-time favorite musicals. And if I shared this before, I apologize. Well, no, I'm not sorry because it's The Umbrellas of Cherbourg. And it is absolutely just a gorgeous French musical. Now, when I first saw this, I remember my dad having a VHS copy of it, and I put it on, and in about 5 minutes, I just stopped it because it was all singing. And as like a 12, 13-year-old kid, I was like, no, I don't want to watch a thing that's just all singing. It's all French. I'm not going to watch this. It makes no sense. I'm not this stupid. All right. I'm not doing this. I'm dumb. I'm gonna go back and watch, real manly stuff like Little Shop of Horrors. All right. Because talking plants is not dumb, but this dumb. All right. But no, I was wrong. I was a dumb kid. And a few years later, I watched it again, and it was absolutely just a gorgeous, lovely movie about these two young kids, and he goes off to war, and she's feeling like heartbroken and alone. Will they get back together again? Will they not? I don't know. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's actually gorgeous. The songs are great. The colors are immaculate. It's like looking at a cake. It's just wonderful. Jacques Demy does a wonderful job. Catherine Deneuve looks so goddamn beautiful in this movie. Just so absolutely like gorgeous, like radiantly gorgeous. Okay. Like seriously, watch her in this and then watch her. Of course, watch The Young Girls of Rochefort. She's great in that. Watch her in Belle de Jour, another Criterion movie. And then I believe watch Repulsion, another Repulsion. Just we can see all the different styles of Catherine Deneuve. This is Catherine Deneuve when she's like all sweet and innocent and like lovely. And I think in Young Girls of Rochefort, she's a little bit more playful, a little bit more seductive. Like Belle de Jour, hot, sexy. She plays a prostitute in that one, just gorgeous. Repulsion, she's like dangerous. All right, she plays a woman that thinks that other people are after her, and they may or may not be, but she's just wicked, twisted, and repulsion. But I don't know. I'm both a shirtboard. This is where she gets to be like really sweet and lovely, and is absolutely great. The songs are great right there, and you have a little picture of her. It just, oh yeah, just colors are great. I kind of wish that I could show you actually clips of this on here, but I've got clips for the movies. So here you go. Umbrellas of Shirtboard. Just wonderful Criterion release. I'm glad I own this. All right. Now, I did pick up some David Lynch movies because I should share this with you right now. I'm starting a David Lynch podcast called The Lair of Lynch. I've got the announcement episode out right now. If you can do a search, it's called The Lair of Lynch. And on The Lair of Lynch, I'm bringing along other people. I'm actually working on getting a group email together for our staff so we can schedule out dates of what do you want to record. But The Lair of Lynch will be all about David Lynch. All about David Lynch. All of his movies, his TV shows, his music collaborations, commercials. And I did pick some of David Lynch movies on Blu-ray from Criterion. And first up I picked up here is Blue Velvet from 1986. Dennis Hopper, Kyle MacLachlan, Isabella Rossellini, the lovely Laura Dern, and it's about Kyle MacLachlan's character who comes back into town. Finds out his dad is sick, and then he finds a severed ear on the ground, and that leads him to a whole bunch of like mysteries and things going on in a small town. It's absolutely just a gorgeous movie here. I got the awesome little Blu-ray. There's like 50 minutes of like deleted scenes. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the disc right here. Very cool stuff. Comes with a nice little booklet. And I know there's like lots. One thing I love about Criterion is that there's so much things to like read and watch. But yeah, there's like documentaries and like deleted scenes and books. And it's just going to be just a whole bunch of just great things. And yeah, absolutely love this movie. It's so weird. But I will say this, of all the David Lynch movies, there's probably two that have like a very consistent storyline. Maybe three, or there's a few. There's movies that actually have like a consistent storyline where weird things do happen in this, but overall, it is like a pretty consistent storyline. Like the plot does run in a narrative way that movies are supposed to. So very much love Blue Velvet. Other ones would be like Wild at Heart and The Straight Stories. These are movies. The Elephant Man's another good one too, where movies actually do have like a beginning, a middle, and an end. You can follow it pretty easily. You're not going to get lost in anything at all. There are some probably hidden meanings to things, but overall, if you're a regular watcher of movies, you can follow Blue Velvet because Kyle MacLachlan's character, Jeffrey, he's trying to solve what's going on with his missing ear. He gets involved with this nightclub singer, which leads to this dangerous person named Frank, played wonderfully, of course, by Dennis Hopper. Just goes off the wall crazy with this. But yeah, you can follow it pretty much like you would any other movie. You don't get lost with it. Unlike his other movie, and this is probably the first movie of Lynch's that I can fully remember going to in the theaters, all right? And even get to know about David Lynch because I knew about him from Dune. But the first David Lynch movie I ever saw in theaters was Lost Highway. And now, talk about getting lost. This is one that it's going to take some rewatching to understand it. Very much like Mulholland Drive, it's going to take some time to really get into this. I was a guest star on the Collateral Cinema podcast talking about this movie and deciphering it. So if you want more of my thoughts about Lost Highway, go there. 'Cause we do break down the movie. I'm not even going to tell you what the basic plot of this is because I will be here for hours just deciphering everything. Also check out Rabbit Hole Podcast edition of Lost Highway because I know that they do a great job with that as well, talking about that. A lot of great things on the Lost Highway disc. The one thing I wish that Criterion did is I really wish they released the soundtrack for Lost Highway along with the DVD because that soundtrack for Lost Highway was really freaking cool. And yeah, I'll show you just some things here from the Criterion collection booklet here. A lot of cool stills and this stuff. Yeah, I absolutely love Lost Highway, and I love not understanding it too much. Yeah, I still need to pick up. I have Mulholland Drive on Criterion. I need to pick up Inland Empire, even though it's like my least favorite of Lynch's movie, but I should own that full trilogy and I should own all the other Criterion Lynch. I know it's going to be coming out with Wild at Heart, and I should own Eraserhead and Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. And Wild, yeah, I should Wild at Heart. Elephant Man's the one, the other Criterion movie I should own. I should also own Dune. All right, but I want to get the Arrow 4K box set there. So, yeah, Criterion, Arrow, hit me up. Send me some movies, and I will gladly feature them on my channel there. So yeah, that was my Criterion picked up that I did for the whole Barnes and Nobles 50% off sale. And I did pick up one other movie that does have a Criterion release, but I didn't find it. All right, and it's one that I did want to pick up, but I ended up finding just the DVD of it itself, even though I know this has a Criterion release. So again, Criterion, hi, I'm Vern. I do a podcast here. I do review movies. Hit me up. And I would like to feature your movies on my channel here because, hey, we have a pretty good amount of people that watch my stuff and it may help you out. So, but the other movie I did pick up, and this does have a Criterion release, but I did not get their Criterion release, is I picked up Happiness. Todd Solondz controversial Happiness on regular DVD, thanks to Half Price Books, for $7.49 because it was a cheap price, and I just grabbed it. And this is one movie that's just very, very twisted. John Lovitz, Jane Addams, Flynn Boyle. Yeah, just Cynthia Stevenson. It's about three sisters and their different lives with their husbands and boyfriends and family members, and it gets twisted. This is the follow up to his Welcome to the Dollhouse, and I think Welcome to the Dollhouse is another movie that should get a Criterion release. Welcome to the Dollhouse is absolutely great, but Happiness is his this would be like his Pulp Fiction next to Welcome to the Dollhouse, Reservoir Dogs, all right? Or think about Paul Thomas Anderson making Hard 8, aka Sydney, and then making Boogie Nights. So this is like Todd Solondz' second feature, which is a lot. It's more, I'd say better, but it's more competent. Definitely features more actors in this. I mean, God, we have the late great Philip Seymour Hoffman in this. Is just Jane Addams, absolutely just great. The whole cast is great, playing these really kind of like terrible people, but yet you can't look away from them. So I gotta say, not for everybody, but I absolutely do like this movie despite all this controversial nature. So that's the one I picked up. And then I do go to my local library, support your local library. And before I do that, I need something to drink. Why is it every time? Okay. This show is actually not sponsored to you today by Biased Coconut Water. Oh, by the way, I am looking for sponsors. And I like to drink stuff because it is hot outside. We got fires from Canada and like Michigan and whatnot making their way down here to Minnesota, and it's hotter than scorching like hell right now. You go outside, you like sweat and like instantly. So I need something cool to drink. So if you are a local watering company or a beverage company that wants your stuff sponsored on Random Thoughts of a Movie Insomniac, please hit me up because I like doing that. See, I can even do poses here. See, wish you want me to try your product here, and I promote your stuff. You give me stuff, you give me a little money. I promote your stuff. You make huge sales. There you go. All right. So I was at my local library, and I did pick up a few things there. And one of the movies I did pick up is Westworld. Now, I've seen the TV show, the HBO TV show, but I never saw the movie before. And this movie has, well, first of all, it was written and directed by Michael Crichton, who wrote the original Jurassic Park. And all I know is that it has Yul Brynner, and I'm trying to find his name on here. James Brolin and Richard Benjamin. And it's about this amusement park. It's about a series of amusement parks where robots are made to look like real humans. So we got was like Roman world that looks like Roman Empire, and then medieval world was like 13th century medieval fighters, and then Westworld, which of course is the Old West. And our heroes go to Westworld and they get involved with like gun battles and shooting things and prostitution going on there and drinking. And there's a one robot, Brennan's character, who's like this gunslinger who starts talking crap. But of course he's a robot, so they can shoot him. But then next time he comes back, he becomes even more stronger. And then something happens where, hey, all the robots are taken over and nothing can stop them. And then they have to escape. It's a fun little 90-minute movie. It's not bad. It's a fun little feature. I like what they did with the TV show more because if I remember, the TV show was done from like the robot's perspective, and they were not quite sure that the robot. I like what they did with the TV show more, but overall, Westworld's not bad. Yul Brynner does play a really awesome villain robot, and I would not be surprised if Arnold Schwarzenegger, before he made the Terminator, saw Yul Brynner's robot character in this and was like, "Okay, that is what I want to do. I need to be more like him. Be stoic. That's my bad Schwarzenegger. Please stop. I gotta stop this. It's terrible." But yeah, it's not bad. I think some of the music is a little bit hokey, and that's it. Overall, Westworld out of 5 stars. It's like a 3.5. It's a fun 90-minute watch, not too bad. And then the new one that I did watch, I just watched one last night, is Good Fortune. And I remember seeing trailers for this. I'm thinking, hey, it was kind of fun. Keanu Reeves plays an angel, but he's an angel that stops people from crashing when they're texting and driving. And he's upset with his job, and he wants to change the life of Aziz Ansari's character. I apologize, I messed up that name there, because he's not happy with his life. He's living in his car, He's like a delivery driver, and he gets fired from his job working for this celebrity played by Seth Rogen. And so this angel here gets the bright idea where he's gonna switch these two places. So the guy who was once poor is now, the guy who was once poor, that's a poor guy, was now gonna switch places with the guy who's rich. So poor guy here is now switch places with this guy. And you think that after a week, the poor guy would want to go back to his regular life, but of course he doesn't want to because now he's rich, he's got all this money. So he taps Seth Rogen's character, and then he gets his memories back. So he knows that he was once rich, but he can't go back to his original life unless he wants to. He has to value his life. But hey, when you're poor and now you're rich, why would you want to do that? I know this features, who's that girl? Kiki Palmer is in this, and Sandra Oh is in this, and it's not bad. It's pretty decent, good movie. I think the heart element of it is kind of lost for me. Like, it wants to have like the sentimental ending, and I just don't buy the sentimental. Like, I don't believe at the end that he really wants to change his way. They give him a love interest, and I think that's a good reason why he goes back, but I don't even think that they had much of a love relationship. Like, I'm talking about him and Kiki Palmer's character. I don't buy their relationship too much with this. But I do like all this cast. They are actually really fun together. The scenes where these three actors are involved are actually pretty good. And I think in another movie, I would like to see both Aziz Ansari, Keanu Reeves, and Seth Rogen. I'd want to see them together in a movie. And in fact, there's a commentary track on this, and I kind of wish all three of them would have been on that commentary track because they seem to have good chemistry with each other. So, yeah. All right. That is it for kind of the physical media that I got. Of course, support your local library. Go to stores that actually do carry physical media and whatnot. And yeah, let's get to the new movies that I saw recently. And let's go ahead right now. And we are going to start. And yeah, we are just going to take a look at some movies that I saw in theaters. First one up here is we have Supergirl. That's right, the new version of Supergirl that I saw. And here we go. Here's the trailer spot for Supergirl.
Okay, let's go.
The best blockbuster of the summer arrives.
It's really good, you know?
Okay, don't have too much.
Supergirl is an entertaining thrill ride.
Superman sees the good in everyone. And I see the truth.
And the most fun movie of the summer.
Cool.
Supergirl, rated PG-13.
All right, Supergirl, starring Malia Alcock and Jason Momoa, Eve Ridley, David Corn Sweat, Matthew Stranatis, sorry about that, mispronouncing the name, is a 2026 feature directed by Craig Gillespie, and also it was written by, if I can find the name on here, Anna Noguria. Okay, so in this story, Supergirl's dog gets poisoned by this really mean outer space dude. I know he's got a name, I can't remember right now. And she ends up teaming up with this little girl named Ruthie, played by Eve Ridley. And the two of them want to find Krem. Sorry, his name is Krem. They want to find this Krem guy because he has the antidote for her dog. Plus, earlier, Krem killed all of Ruth's family. Oh, sorry, Ruthie's family. So they go on this big, long, epic trying to find Krem so that A, Supergirl can get the antidote to save her dog, Crypto, and B, Ruthie wants to seek revenge for Krem killing her family. Now, Supergirl doesn't want Ruthie to kill anyone because she says it'll have a negative impact on her life and she'll be bad. Here it is, the thing, folks. This movie, while not terrible, is not a terrible movie. It's just very basic. I thought at the end of Superman, when Supergirl comes in all drunk and like hungover wasted, that when the Supergirl movie was going to come out, I was going to expect something just completely different. I wanted a Supergirl that was more like an anti-hero. I wanted a superhero that didn't do the traditional things that I would expect superheroes to do. Like, I wanted her to do good, but almost like she doesn't care if she's doing good or not. And the movie starts off that way. And Melly Alcock in this is great. She is absolutely just a great casting. Where the movie becomes a problem is that they team her up with like this younger kid, which is something that should not be in really any movie. And I don't know why there seems to be this rule by teaming up older superheroes with like these younger kids characters. They did with like Deadpool 2, they did with Iron Man 3. Like, I just don't understand this notion. Is it because of the Dark Knight Rises the Dark Knight Returns, that comic book where they had a younger person that worships an older people? That's one bad thing of it. Other thing that was bad about the Supergirl remake or reboot, I want to say this right there, is that the villain of Krem is your standard villain. Like, what he's doing is bad. Don't get me wrong. He's like kidnapping young girls to like breed them. It's doing the whole Mad Max Fury Road sort of elements. And I totally believe that they're kind of doing the whole True Grit vibe with Jason Momoa's character and to some extent Supergirl's character. My big other tangent with this, in fact, if you go to our website, cinemarecall.net, I have a full, concise review written about Supergirl. But other issue I have with Supergirl is that she doesn't want this Ruthie character to kill anyone because it'll affect things. But there's a scene where Ruthie has Krem in her sight and she could kill him, but Supergirl stops her. And my issue I have with this is that they find this family. Now, granted, this family was going to trade Supergirl for their own daughter's safety, all right? And so they're bad people for doing that. But because Supergirl stops, I'll be doing spoilers here, folks. I should mention this earlier, so I apologize. When Supergirl stops Ruthie from trying to kill Krem then ends up killing this other family. But Supergirl's trying to save this girl's soul. And I'm like, do you have to sacrifice this whole other family to do so? I don't know. I like the makeup effects. There's a scene where they do visit other planets and you get to see other alien creatures, and that's fun. The whole thing feels just like a very basic superhero story. And this writer, this Anna Nogueira, she has not written a movie. I'm not saying that I to rate any movie any better, but she is known for mainly doing episodic TV shows. And episodic TV shows are very different from actually making a movie. And I just found it to be freaking weird. All right. It's not a bad movie. It's got some great needle drops. Starts with the Sleigh Bells, Summertime. That's a great song. And then, or This Summer from Sleigh Bells. It has other bangers from like Wet Blade, Catch These Fists. There's a great song in there. So there's got some great songs. And I think the cast of Millie Alcock is great. I just did not like the story. It's a very basic, run-of-the-mill superhero story. I was hoping that we did something different, and we didn't get that. I apologize if this doesn't sound like the best review of Supergirl. You're probably like, well, you just sound like a jerk, and you sound like a male ego person saying that women cannot do movies. No, they can. I believe they can. And Craig Gillespie has been a director that has shown that he could do that. He did I, Tonya, and I loved his Cruella remake that he did. Cruella was great. He took this like villainous character, but then gave her like a little bit more depth. And I thought with Supergirl, he would do that. And maybe it's the fault of the screenwriter. I don't know. But yeah, check out my review on cinemarecall.net. I dive more into my thoughts better there. But overall, Supergirl, it's fine. It's basic. Right. Next up is a movie that I really did enjoy. Absolutely enjoy this movie. We are doing the Invite. Here we go.
What is this?
That's a rug.
Did you buy this rug because the neighbors are coming?
Oh my God. Joe, you remember Peanut Hog?
Bit of a contentious environment in here, so I understand.
We love a contentious environment.
She's fine, but he is a fucking weirdo.
You know, they seem cool, and she's so pretty.
Have you got tequila?
Joe, put on some music.
What kind of music you into, Hawk?
What is Sade?
What is Sade?
She loves that.
We only get a few chances for meaningful relationships in life.
What is going on here? This is fucking crazy!
Can we please do a reset?
Is this from a podcast?
Yes, it is.
We did come down here tonight to invite you.
Invite us.
To join us.
Us.
Me too.
Sorry, we don't have people over very often.
The Invite, directed by Olivia Wilde, written by Rashida Jones and Will McCormick. The cast has Olivia Wilde, Seth Rogen, Penelope Cruz, Edward Norton, and it is a wonderful chamber drama set in one apartment. And I gotta say, just offhand here, before I describe anything about this movie, this is one of the funniest movies of the year so far. This is probably the funniest movie since the remake of The Naked Gun. I cannot remember laughing so hard at a movie as I did this. Well, and then of course Obsession, because Obsession has some really funny moments in there as well, but that's not a legit comedy, even though I think it is. But The Invite is a legit, wonderful drama comedy. So the story is this. Seth Rogen and Olivia Wilde, they are this married couple. They've been married for several years. They have a daughter, and Olivia Wilde wants to invite their neighbors over for dinner. Their neighbors are Penelope Cruz and Edward Norton. And of course, Seth Rogen, he's a music teacher. He gets home from work and he's just like tired. He doesn't want anybody over here. But Olivia Wilde, his wife, is like really insistent that they have this couple over. Now, precursor to having this couple over, Seth Rogen is a little bit irritated with this couple because he hears them having sex constantly. And when this couple comes over, he wants to confront them about this. Of course, his wife is like, no, leave it be. I just want to have people over. And the night comes in there, and there's a lot of like, sort of like tension between Seth Rogen and this new couple coming in. And this new couple seem to be very much into each other. And then it's sort of like builds and builds until this couple asks, or the Edward Norton and Penelope Cruz, they invite Seth Rogen and Olivia Wilde to join them in on certain activities. I'm not going to say what it is right now, but the dialogue, it just like crackle and it builds. The beginning sequences where it's just Olivia Wilde and Seth Rogen talking to each other is just pure gold. Like, I could watch this 2 hours of just them going at each other. I think it's just wonderful stuff, and you're just hanging on every single word that they say. And then when you bring in Edward Norton and Penelope Cruz and their characters mixed in with our married couple and just vibes thrown off each other. The moment where they're all sitting in the living room and Olivia Wilde and Seth Rogen are asking about Penelope Cruz's and Edward Norton's like sex life is one of the most funniest things ever. Seth Rogen is just firing like all the best funny lines in this. He has just like he's got one great one-liner after another with this one. And I've only seen other Olivia Wilde movies, like I think she did Booksmart and she did Don't Worry Darling. I was not a fan of those. In fact, I know Booksmart I gave a little score. Booksmart, I gave like maybe 1 star or 2 star. I was not impressed with that. I need to rewatch Don't Worry Darling because I thought it had a nice premise to it, but the execution was weird. Doing chamber pieces like this works. Now, I know in my written review, which you of course can find on the website, I mentioned that this is a remake of a Spanish movie, and I mentioned it there, but I don't remember what it is. I'm very curious to watch the original version of what the invite is based on, because I'm hoping it's just as good, because I was very surprised by this movie. I absolutely loved it. I thought that the cast was really great. It reminded me very much of the movie Carnage, which had Jodie Foster and Christoph Waltz and Kate Winslet and John C. Reilly. And it's about these 2 parents who come together after their sons were involved in a fight. And it's about who blames who, like who's responsible. And then it just evolves into this bigger fight. But it's all just done in one location. That's great. Another movie that's done in all one location is the movie Tape. That was a great movie, also set in one location. And I absolutely love movies like this. And I know people are going to be like, oh, it's just in one room. Nothing much happens here. Well, shut up. It's great. Yeah. Dialogue is absolutely great. I enjoy this way more than I did Supergirl. And even though Supergirl has a lot more like action things going on there, it's like the characters, you don't care about them as much. And so this one, I do care about them. And I'm curious because I'm a single guy. I am. So I'm very curious to know from my friends who are married or in relationships to see if this is accurate or not. But very curious to hear. So if you are dating someone, bring your wife, bring your girlfriend, bring your wife's girlfriend to the show as well, or whatever kind of throuple. If you're part of a throuple, go there. If you want me to be part of your throuple, well, email me, cinemarecall@gmail.com, and I may be part of your throuple. But yeah, here you go. That was it. The invite. Great little feature there. Olivia Wilde. Great stuff. And I hope I'm curious to know about more of her features, because after Booksmart and was like, I want to say Die My Darling, and I just had the movie down, and now I completely just lost her second movie. But either way, I'll probably remember after I'm done recording this. But Olivia Wilde is on to Nice Street right there. All right. The last movie that I was able to watch in theaters, and we have with us, Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. This is a TV spot for The Odyssey, and here we go. Enjoy.
8 years since Troy fell. Almost 20 since he left us.
Odysseus is dead.
Ithaca's king is coming back.
Keep us free! I can still save them. Let's go!
The Odyssey, in theaters July 17, rated R.
All right. So, The Odyssey is a new feature from Christopher Nolan after he made the Oscar win in Oppenheimer. And we have a huge cast in The Odyssey here. We have Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway, Charlize Theron, Robert Pattinson, Elliot Page, Mia Goth, Benny Safdie, Hamish Patel. And it is the story based on Homer's The Odyssey, which I have never read before. This is my only connection to that material. I have not watched anything related to this at all. The only thing I can ever connect to the Odyssey was the Coen brothers, "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" because I heard that was based on the Odyssey. All I can say about this movie is that it is grand, it's spectacle. The storyline, from what I gathered here, now this is just my own interpretation of this, is this exactly right? Probably not. And I'm gonna flub a lot of things here. But all I know is that there's this house, this medieval house, and Anne Hathaway is a queen, and she has a bunch of suitors there who want to rule with her because her husband, Matt Damon, has gone away to lead a crew somewhere. And it kind of goes back and forth between Matt Damon as Odysseus, okay, and he's on this journey with this other team, and then where suddenly he's on like this beach with Charlize Theron. So Odysseus is going on this journey, leading his crew to all these like crazy places, and while he's away, Anne Hathaway is his queen. She's got all the suitors. Robert Pattinson wants to try to rule the world there. We have his Matt Damon's Odysseus' son, Telemachus, who's trying to figure out where his dad is. He's going on this other journey there too. I'm gonna mess this up. I'm not gonna tell the story of this rate because I need to have another show explain more of the story to me. All I know is that there's like this house and other people are trying to take it over, and people are trying to figure out what happened to the queen's husband, and he's off doing his own thing. Matt Damon's like traveling with people, and they stumble upon this Cyclops and these giants and these witches, and crazy things happen. The Odyssey, I will say this though, is probably one of the most grandest movies I have seen. All right. Like, this totally reminds me of movies back when big studios made blockbusters, and they did it on sound stages, and they did it with like these big star actors and practical effects and wonderful set designs. And all I can tell about the story is that Matt Damon is trying to get back to his queen to regain his throne, but maybe not, because I know he feels guilty because his team did do some bad things to other people, and he's seen some ghosts of other places. I feel like for like a 3-hour movie, I feel like there's a lot of scenes that were like cut out of this, because I still do not fully understand the plot of this. Like, I don't understand why Robert Pattinson wants to take over the throne, except that he wants to. He's upset with Matt Damon's character for something that happened in the past, but I'm not quite sure. I feel like there's like a lot of scenes that were cut out of this that feel like they should be put back in, but I still found this to be a very grand, enjoyable film. I got to see an event screening of this. Thank you very much to the Minnesota Film Critics Association. And I want to go watch this again. I know The Heights is playing this in 70mm this weekend, and I might try and go catch it again because I need to rewatch this again to fully understand the storyline. Because I don't fully understand the story, but I did enjoy it. I did. I mean, here trying to tell you about what the plot is not making you want to go see it. But look, if you're a Nolan fan, it doesn't matter what I say. I just say this movie is complete crap, and give you many reasons why this movie is complete crap, and you'll still go see it. I think it was actually very well shot. It's edited very well. Like, I did not feel the runtime at all because I'm enjoying Matt Damon and his other crew going on this adventure. I'm enjoying them visiting where the Cyclops is, them visiting where the witch is. Oh, Samantha Morton as like this witch character. There's a moment with a witch where it becomes almost like body horror element there. It's like almost like the Substance level, like body horror. It is great. It reminds me very much of the Shuntin in the movie Society. There's a moment with the witch that reminds me of like Shuntin. I'm like, holy crap, it's the Shuntin. It's just wonderful, crazy shit. So yeah, wonderful, gorgeous special effects and just really just tight editing. I'm just not fully understanding the storyline of it. Tom Hiddleston wants to find out where his father is, and Anne Hathaway is stuck in a cage somewhere where she can't leave. They're trying to find these suitors for her, and she doesn't want to get any of them. She wants her husband back, and Matt Damon feels guilty for what he does, so he's stuck on this island with Charlize Theron, which, hey, I get it. You're on an island with Charlize Theron. That's not a bad thing. It's like Anne Hathaway, Charlize Theron. I'm like, I'm this afterworld, but fuck, I got Charlize Theron. I'm afterworld. That's pretty cool. I got Chow to visit Anne Hathaway. That's cool too. Like, I don't know. You got Tough Life, Edison, Matt Damon. You know, what do you choose? So that's the Odyssey. It's a wonderful epic. I liked it more than I did Oppenheimer and even Dunkirk. So way to go, Christopher Nolan. Because usually his movies are all about his style. And I think this is the one where he kind of pulls that style back. It's all shot in IMAX cameras and it's grand and bold and spectacle. I did see it in IMAX screens. It's wonderful. Like I said before, I want to go see it in 70 millimeter and see if that aspect changes my review of the movies. I should give you my full review about the Odyssey soon. Check out the Real Spoilers podcast, because I know that they do a full version of the Odyssey. So very cool. All right. One last other movie that I did watch, and I don't have a clip for you here. I'm sorry. So a couple weeks back, I was at Convergence. Shout out to Ashley. Shout out to T. Aaron Cisco. Shout out to Scott. Shout out to Amy. Thank you very much, crew. Shout out to my other friends, Josh, Cassandra, Kim, Jim, all those people there. Anyways, I was there at Convergence, and while I was there, I ran into this studio called Quack Entertainment. Jackson Avery. I ran into Jackson Avery still at Convergence. He has a company called Quacks Entertainment Group. And long story short, he made a movie called Cutlery that you can find on YouTube, and it was a fun little feature. It's about this group of girls who are having a slumber party, and they stumble upon this group of silverware that want to take over the world, and they're murderous, and they start killing people. It's a very low budget movie, but I found it to be just kind of fun. It's a fun movie, and I should be doing a little bit more better review than I'm doing here right now, but I actually kind of enjoyed it. It's very campy. I thought the cast was great. And yeah, that Cutlery, you can find it on YouTube. I'll post links on here if you're curious about it. But yeah, it was a enjoyable little feature, and that's all I gotta say right now. It's I'm curious to watch a little bit more about there, because I don't mind movies that are done with low budgets as long as made with passion and enjoyment and fun. And they get to be pretty creative with the cutlery of them killing people. A lot of it is kind of campy, but the characters are good. You kind of believe the characters. They're all kind of believable. It's fun stuff. So yeah, Cutlery. It's on YouTube. Killer Silverware. Fun stuff. Okay, folks, I am dabbling here long enough. Oh my gosh, I'm almost here like over an hour now. Anyways, folks, that's it right now. Random thoughts on movie Insomniac. That's it. Hope you enjoyed what I had to say about movies that just came out and all that good stuff. And I will leave you be right now. Check out, I'm actually going to be doing a full new podcast about the Lair of Lynch. And so here's what I'm going to do. I am going to close out this episode of the Random Thoughts of Movie Insomniac by playing my theme song for the Lair of Lynch. This is a new podcast I'm starting because I'm slowly stopping doing these reviews. All right, because it takes time for me. And I feel like I need something that has more of a staff and I need something that's a little more focused on stuff. But I hope you very much enjoy this. All right, so I'm gonna close this episode of Random Thoughts of Movie Insomniac. Thank you very much for watching or listening, whatever you're doing right there. I am the Vern. I've been rambling on right now for a good hour on Criterion movies and movies I saw in theaters, and I don't think I did the best of job. But let me know. All right, if I like these or don't like these, please leave me comments, leave me suggestions. Tell me to get fucked. All right, tell me that you like more of my stuff. Who knows? But please like, subscribe, all that good stuff right there. And I will be back again soon, sometime. I know we've got new episodes of The Rotten Truth happening. We just released our episode on The Toy, the 1982 Richard Donner controversial feature with Jackie Gleason and oh my god, not Richard Simmons. Richard Pryor. God damn, Richard Pryor, Jackie Gleason. I'm dumb. Okay, that's it, folks. Rotten Truth, Rob Roll Podcast. I'm the Vern. Like, subscribe, whatever you want to do there. But here's my Lair of Lynch intro. I love you all. Like I said before, folks, it's over 100, way past 100 degrees in Minnesota. We are not used to having this heat here. All right. And it's making my head feel a little bit loopy. So apologize immensely about forgetting things and forgetting people's names and all that good stuff. Love you all dearly. If you like our show, please follow us on the socials. Cinema Recall. We're available everywhere. I'm a lot more in my thoughts when I rate more than I am in this, because there's just thoughts that I just see randomly. But here we go. Lair of Lynch intro. Here we go. I'm going to play our Lair of Lynch intro, and this is our theme song. Enjoy. Love you all.
Hello. I got you a present. It's a thumb. Don't look away. Let the fear wash over you.
I don't understand.
That's the whole point.
It's a strange world, isn't it?
I mean, I just came here from Deep River, Ontario, and now I'm in this dream place.
This is, excuse me, a damn fine cup of coffee.
You got me hotter than Georgia asphalt.
I am not an animal! He who controls the spice controls the universe.
I like to remember things my own way.
All right. Now that's a good idea.
This whole world's wild at heart and weird on top.
Now, did you leave a plate of black coffee out for me?
No.
In the future, please leave a plate of black coffee out for me. Also in the past.
Bye, everybody.